Hello everyone, welcome to Nikki's Eye for DIY. Today I'm part of a special challenge. I'll fill you in just a few minutes. And for those who are new here, I'm Nikki and I'm so glad you stopped by to say hello. And for those who are returning, I so appreciate you coming back to see me. Now on to our first project. I stopped at Walmart, grabbed some fabric, and I want to make it look old, so I'm soaking it in some coffee. I found this scrap piece of wood in my garage, and I'm just going to tie off some pipe cleaners about every 6 inches or so, and I'm going to secure them with some hot glue. This part of the flag, I didn't know this, is called a canton or a union. Little fun fact there. But I'm securing that with my pipe cleaners, making sure to scrunch my fabric between each section. Next, I'm going to adhere the rest of the flag with some hot glue. And as you can see, this part is wider, but I'm just going to scrunch it up real good and then secure it in with my pipe cleaners as well. And I'm going to repeat these steps all the way down to the bottom. I really hope that the fabric would have taken on the color of the coffee. As you can see, it didn't, and that's fine. I'm making it work. This fabric's going to last me for years to come. I got a yard a piece. I only paid about $8, and it's really nice quality. The only thing is the blue is really hard to work with. It's really stiff. And that's after washing it twice and also letting it soak in the coffee. Next, I went on Canva and I printed off 1868. I meant to print off 1865, and I do fix that. But the reason why I'm choosing to put 1865 is that's the year the Civil War ended, and it's also the deadliest military conflict in American history. That war lasted for 4 years, and there were somewhere around 600 to 750,000 people who lost their lives, but that is ultimately the war that ended slavery. Now back to our project. I had these tags that I got at Hobby Lobby, and to transfer my numbers, I'm using carbon paper, and then I'm going over it with my black Sharpie. I'm using dark wax paste to finish off my tags. If anyone knows what this fabric is, please let me know down in the comments. It resembles burlap a bit, but it's also stretchy, and you can easily fray it. I'm using my wooden stars that I got from the Dollar Tree to trace out my stars, and I'm drilling 2 holes in the center of each star. And I did cut out 4 total. I'm wrapping floral wire around the stick, and then I'm running that up through each hole and through the fabric as well. I'm gluing my fabric onto the wood using Aleene's tacky glue, and I want my fabric stars to stagger a bit. I'm using the sponge to rough up the sides a bit. When I started these projects, I had no idea what I was going to make. This is just me going with it. 3 of these projects out of the 4 look vintage, kind of Americana. And I'm just tying off that floral wire into a bow and trimming all the excess hairs. Next, I'm gluing on my tags, and I'm just securing them on there with the hot glue and the pipe cleaners. I'm going to finish it off with some black flecks, and I'm using black chalk paint mixed with water and just splatting some on there. This fabric took well to the coffee color, and I'm cutting this in strips. I'm going to make little fabric flowers. I cut some cardstock into 3-inch circles, and I'll let you go ahead and watch me make the flowers. I added some black flecks to these as well, and once they were dry, I glued them at each section, and I did cut the pipe cleaners back. I got this garland at Hobby Lobby, and I'm just tying that onto the back with some more of that floral wire. And that completes this project. I think this came out so beautiful, and there's a lot of meaning behind it, which makes it that much more special to me. And I hope you like it too. Okay, this playlist is our Patriotic Days challenge. Hosts are Krista's Crafty Life and Brenda at Rustic and Lace. Please go check out their channels and the playlist. On to our second project. I have this tag that I took the paper off a while ago, and this came from Dollar Tree. I taped it off so I'd have 3 sections, and I'm starting off by painting one side Bunker Blue by Dixie Belle. I'm going in with the color Crimson by Waverly. We have a store down the street from us that sells barn boards and old doors, windows. I got some beautiful knobs and pole fixtures. That's where I found this paint. It's by Mud Paint, and it's clay paint. It goes on very smoothly. It applies nicely. Let me know down in the comments if you used clay paint, and if you have, what brand do you use? I want to check out more. Once I pulled the paper off, I'm going to go back in and distress it with some more of that clay paint. I bought these IOD stencils, and this is the part of the project that I don't like, but it's okay. It all works out in the end. I was really upset because I went to get my black ink and it was completely dried out. I accidentally set it up on its side and all the ink leaked out of it. I tried another ink that I got from Goodwill, and you see that little blue down at the bottom? I didn't realize it was blue. So I went in with my Distress ink in the color Soot. I'm going over my stars with my homemade stain that's made out of burnt umber and water. I'm going around all the sides using my little torch. And if this makes you nervous, don't do it. It doesn't bother me. I always keep water at my desk just in case. To give my stars a little height, I added a tumbling tower block to the bottom and then glued it down to my sign. I'm adding a hanger back through that hole. And then I'm going to dress it up with some more of those black flecks. And that completes this project. I love the simplicity of this project, and I think it came out really pretty. On to our third project. This is me deciding on which fabric I want to choose, and I went with the stripes. This is definitely an intuitive project. I had no idea what I was going to make, and I didn't measure anything. And the last minute, I'm like, oh, okay, I can make a pillow. And that's what I did. I used fabric tack on each side. The way I cut the fabric, there was only one side open, which was perfect because that's where I'm going to put my fill. I used my Dollar Tree clamps and left my project for a little bit while the glue adhered. I added some fabric tack, but I needed an immediate hold, so I went in with my hot glue. We bought a new couch a while ago and I didn't like the pillows, so I've saved it just for this purpose. I'm going to tuck in my fabric and secure that with some more fabric tack and using my clamps. And this is the part where I went, duh, my stripes are going the wrong way. So I'm using this jute style ribbon and I'm going to make some stripes. I'm going to use my palm sander to rough the sides up a little bit. Next, I'm going over it with my hot glue and getting any places that I missed. And I'm going to finish it off with some more flecks. And that completes this project. I love how this pillow came out. I think it's so pretty. It's definitely vintage. I love it. Let me know down in the comments what you think. On to our last project. I got this wooden round in my stash, and the greenery I got at Goodwill. I'm going to separate all my greenery. I'm going to tie it down with more of that floral wire, and this is only for temporary hold. I'm going to go in later with some zip ties, but this project's going to go kind of fast just so you're not watching me wrap and, tie everything off. So I'll just let you sit back and relax and watch me put this wreath together. I got the wisteria from the Dollar Tree, and then I got the roses and the hydrangeas both from Walmart. And if you didn't notice, I don't like the bright green shiny leaves. I always cut those off. This ribbon I got from Walmart, and I'm just tying it off into a little bow. Once I tie the bow off, I go over it again with more of that floral wire, and I make sure to leave a little loop in the front to clip on those other two. Those are actually hair ribbons. I'm going to dovetail the ends of my bow. And then I'm going to add a little hanger. And this completes our final project. Let me know, guys, what you think of this. If you love it as much as I do, please hit that like button, send me a comment down below, and consider subscribing. I'd love for you to stick around. Until next time, stay well, stay safe, and have a wonderful Memorial Day. Bye.